Hey everybody, this is Paul with 12voltreview.com, and today we got a radio to look at. It's the Kenwood KDC-X797. This is a Kenwood Exelon radio, which means it has a 2-year warranty, and the price usually averages around $199, $209, and it's got a lot of features. Besides the 2-year warranty, comes a lot of stuff that you wouldn't normally find on lower end radios. And before I start showing you all that, let's get in the box and see what's inside. So what kind of goodies we got? Got the remote. I think most all radios nowadays come with remotes. There's the microphone. That way, because this radio has Bluetooth, you can talk into the microphone. Wiring harness and install screws. That's all there. Alright, we got the manual, the warranty card. It has a little cloth cover for the face because it's detachable, so you can put the face inside the bag. It also comes with some CD removal keys, so that way you can slide your radio in and out for those DIN mount situations. And radio, there's nothing else in the box. I'll set this off to the side. Styrofoam. Out of its plastic bag. I'll set this off to the side as well. Got a little face cover, covers the face, the trim means coming off. I'll fix that in just a second. This part just snaps back on. And it's got the install cage. You can use this to slide in your kits or DIN mount holes in your vehicles and bend these little tabs and it'll secure the radio in place. And here's the radio. I don't see any other extra parts, but there's the radio, and let's get it mounted up and we'll see what's on the back side, and we'll turn it on and see what the inside looks like, or the front side. Alright everybody, we got it mounted up here, and there's the back side of the radio. This will start from the left and go to the right. Got your FM antenna plug-in. You just plug it in here. Sometimes your newer cars need a 10 adapter, so you might need to get one of those while you're installing the radio. From what I see here, we got 3 sets of high volt, 4 volt pre-outs. You got your rear, your front, and your subwoofer. And all 3 of these are all controlled separately through the radio, so you can really dial in the sound and everything that you want. And from over here you got your fuse, in case it blows, something shorts out in the radio, it blows it, for protection. You got your power plug harness connected here, and this is your, if you want to add satellite radio or Sirius XM later on, you get the optional module and it plugs into here. And this right here is for the microphone. This little plug-in, little like 3.5mm plug-in. That's what the microphone plugs into after you mount it. That way you can talk using the Bluetooth. Now let's get this thing turned around and see what it looks like powered. Alright, we got it powered up, and as usual, the first thing it wants to do is cancel the demo, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And it goes into standby mode. I'll hit source to kind of just get just the basic screen going. From the looks of this radio, it's real nice. It has a nice glossy black professional look. There's no, look at me button, because I think it looks all crazy and stuff, but everything looks nice and flush and glossy. A little bit of chrome around the volume and volume knob itself. You got your source button up here, the Kenwood logo. This is your CD slot here. This is your eject button for the CD. Let's see, we got the little dust door for the USB and aux input. That's your display. This is your channel, track left and right, track up and down button. This button right here is it changes the way the display is. It has all kinds of features: album artist, frequency, clock, station name, all this just for the radio. And if you have like your USB or iPhone or something plugged into, you can also show different displays as well. This is your presets 1 through 6. You actually have 18 preset stations, as if there's 18 favorite stations in your city that you want to listen to. I don't think there's that many in every city unless you live in Houston or New Orleans or Los Angeles or somewhere. Over here we got this little magnifying glass. If you're in the HD radio section or radio station, this is actually what cycles through the FM1, FM2, FM3, AM, and back to FM1. That way you can have 6 AM preset stations and 18 FM preset stations, 6 at a time. We got this little bent U-shaped arrow. This is what I call the backout menu or escape button for like on a keyboard. It just backs you out to the previous menu. I'll fix you show you here in a little while, and all the way out to the main source screen. We also got this little pink button right here with the phone. This is for the Bluetooth menu. You go into here and it goes into Bluetooth mode and does everything just Bluetooth stuff. Set all your settings, modes and priorities and stuff like that. And this, of course, this is the volume. It also seconds as a menu controller or rotary commander, or however you want to call it. This little button right here doesn't really look like a button, but when you press it, it detaches the face. You can take the face with you, put it in the little cloth bag I showed you earlier. You can take it in the store. A little bit of plastic from the plastic container. Put that up just a second. Plug it back in. When you snap your face back on, it'll go back to whatever source you was listening to, and if you had a CD in there, it automatically starts playing off right where it left off, so there's no listen to the same song over again to get to the same point you were before you took the face off. Alright, let's go into, I guess we'll start with the Bluetooth, since this radio has Bluetooth. Go to the Bluetooth menu just by pressing the little phone button. I think that's also your answer button too, if you wanted to manually answer the phone. You got device priority, you got settings, BT test mode, and back to device priority. If I think nothing's set up on your phone, device priority, there's no entry, it means there's no phone actually programmed to the radio. I'm going to back out of it. There we go. Settings, we have pairing, detailed settings, clock if you want to change the clock, which is also in regular menu too. Display and key, just changes the colors, illumination. And pairing, you get your phone select. You can select whatever phone that might be in here if it's already been paired or programmed to the radio. Audio select, that'll be the same thing as phone select. You know, just like which phone you want to have the Bluetooth audio come out of. Device delete, if you had some extra phones in there, let's say you had some friends Bluetooth to your radio either by accident or if they used your card and they want to listen to the radio off the Bluetooth, you can delete their phone from the device delete screen, or just delete it and start over. You know, if you want to start over again. Back to phone select. Okay, we're back out of that. Detail settings, pin code edit. Usually the default code for Kenwood's is 0000. If your phone asks for it, sometimes the radio will automatically generate a 4 to 5 digit code out of the thin air and send that code to your phone to pair, to help pair the pairing process. Auto answer, if you want the radio to automatically answer, usually it's already, I guess like after so many seconds, I suppose. Reconnect, I think that's when you already connected and you walk away too far, or if you turn your car off, turn it back on, it'll reconnect your phone back to the radio. Auto pairing is on. That way, you know, automatically sets up. That way, you don't have to really do anything to the radio. Just do it all through your phone. BTHF, which stands for Bluetooth Hands-Free Audio. This is where the Bluetooth audio, by default, is set to your front speakers only. So if you have like subwoofers and all kinds of stuff, and you hook up your Bluetooth and you wonder why the sounds only come through the front, all you do is set it to all. Normally it's on front, so front speaker. When you set it to all the speakers play, even your subwoofers. It sends sound out to the front, rear, and subwoofer outputs. So that'd be one of the first things I change when I get into radio. Call beep, you can set different, the beep if you want to, because it actually rings through your speakers, so you know you're getting a phone call. Kind of sounds like a call. Bluetooth firmware update. Usually, you can go to the Kenwood website, and they have a link. You know, if there's an update for the radio, just follow the links. Download. It has like a set of instructions you can do to upgrade the firmware if you're having problems, or you know, if there's some new feature or update that you really need out of the firmware. Microphone gain is really, it kind of, you know, when you're talking to the microphone, it, you know, gives you a stronger signal so that people on the other line can hear you. Echo cancel, if you're talking and when they hear you, you sound like you're echoing through a tunnel, you can kind of cancel us out using the echo cancel. You know, you got different levels of cancellation. And back to the phone, the pin code edit. Of course, the clock and display key. I'll show that here in a second in the other menu. Alright, that's all for the Bluetooth menu. Go back to the source here. By default, when you first turn the radio on, you got HD radio, USB, Bluetooth audio, which is disconnected because I don't have no phones attached to it. And hit source again, hit your aux input, and standby, and then back to HD radio again. HD radio, when you first turn your radio in, the first thing the radio wants to do is look for on that station that you're on, if it's an HD broadcast or not. If it is, then start playing it, which is digital sound. If not, it'll switch back over to analog and start playing. So either way, you're still going to hear sound from your radio station. Do preset radio stations. Before you get the menu, preset radio stations, all you do is just find what number you want to, hold it down for a few seconds, and now it's stored. That's it. That number is now set to that number 4. So if you want to go around, back and forth. We go into the menu. Under function, you got audio control, settings, demo mode, which is the first thing we turned off when we got the radio turned on, and back to audio control. So under audio control, this is where it gets kind of deep in the level of menus. You got your subwoofer level. You can actually turn, you know, the subwoofer up and down, -15, +15. Your bass level. This is your bass, mid, and treble. You got your, you know, +8, -8. Usually I just set mine to 2 to start off with and kind of adjust it afterwards. You got your mids, you know, -8, +8, and your treble. The next is EQ Pro. When you go into here, it actually, instead of just doing, you know, bass +2, mids +3, you can actually do the frequency, the Q settings, all kinds of stuff like bass adjust. What we just did on that. It also gives you your center frequency, your bass level, Q factor, and bass extend. And that's if you really want to dial in the exact how you want your bass to sound like. And then that's not only just for the bass for your speakers. If you have subwoofers, you can dial it in as well, in conjunction with the settings on your amplifier. Mid adjust, the same thing as bass, has all the same functions. The frequency is a little bit higher for the mid range, and tweeter or treble. I'll use the center frequency and the level. You don't need any bass or Q factors in the treble. After that, that's all for the EQ Pro settings. The next setting is preset EQs, but that's just like your custom pops, easy, top 40, powerful, you know, rock. Those preset EQ settings are already programmed in the radio from the factory. Bass boost, as you like level 1, 2, and 3. It's kind of like a little boost in your bass sound, like 2 super bass on Pioneer radio. Loudness, level 1 and 2. It just kind of juices up the power, really cranks out more power. Balance, that's your left and right. You know, left front speaker, right speaker, and you also got your fader, which is your front and back. So that way you can fade to your front, right, rear, left, you know, or just keep it in the center. After that, we got the subwoofer setting. It just tells you if you want to turn the subwoofer on, which is the RCs in the back of the radio. You can turn it off and on if you wanted to, if you're not going to use it. So like if you're in the neighborhood, you don't want any bass, you can just go in here and turn it to subwoofer settings to off, and then just your highs will play with no bass, you know, subwoofers. Detail settings, go into here. This is where you can change your high pass filters, low pass filter for the subwoofer, volume offset. Usually it's already cranked wide open. You can turn it this way, it lowers the volume on whatever you're listening to. And back to high pass filter. Back out of it. And next one is subwoofer level, which we already know about that. Alright, that's all for the audio controls. Now we'll go back out to the settings for the radio. You got IF band. You usually just leave it on auto. A sync mode. You got 3 different sync modes. One's auto 1. When you hit your channel changes, it's only on the radio. When you hit your channel buttons, it finds the next strongest station. Auto 2. When you hit your channel change buttons, it cycles through your presets. And manual, when you hit the channel track button, it actually goes through each station one at a time, whether there's a station there or not. Like 93.1, 93.3, 93.5. So you can really dial in that one station you want, whether it's really a strong signal or not. Usually I just leave it on auto 1, but you know, you might find it, you might like it that way better. Auto memory, what this does is, when you tell it to yes, it will automatically set your first 6 preset buttons to the first 6 strongest stations it can find. So it may set a station on a certain button that you may not even listen to, but it's programmed. Next being up there, receive mode. It's automatically set for HD radio. You can set to turn it off for, you know, for regular radio, digital for HD radio, or auto. That way it switches between the stations automatically. That way you don't have to worry about the digital or analog. Tag memory, that's for when you got your like radio stations, you can put that memory that we can, you know, remember for later on. And it don't save the song in there. It just, you know, just keeps the name and stuff under like a favorites. Clock, you go in here, you go into clock adjust, change the time in minutes or whatever time in minutes it is. You also got your time sync, which, you know, it just, if your radio station broadcasts at a time clock, then it'll sync your time to that. Usually you never have to worry about that, because you just put the clock in yourself and you're done. And back to clock adjust. So we're done with the clock. Display and key. This is where you got all kinds of different features. Color select. Since this radio changes colors, you can do a variable scan, or you can actually dial into a certain color that you want. Like right now, it's on, looks like a yellow color. Or you can do it, let's see, a different number, and you have to wait a second for it to kind of slowly find. It looks like a good purple color. We'll leave on that. Let's go to 8. Oh, pretty blue. I like blue. Okay, we'll leave on that. That changes your key settings. Your clock right there stays white. Display dimmer. Yeah, all it does is dim this. Like if your display is too bright at night, you can just turn it down a little bit. You know, just a little bit. Text scroll. If your song and title and artist name is too long for the screen, it like hangs off the side, it'll scroll across the screen so you can read the whole information. Key dimmer, it's like 2 levels in this, yeah, and it just dims your keys and your USB over here. If it's too bright at night, you can turn it down as well. Bluetooth device status, hands-free connect, no audio connect with that. That's all previously set in there, so you don't worry about all that. Unless you're on there and, like I said, you know, fine-tune your radio. It does have a lot of features. So like, let's see, device settings. Colors. That's all for the device display and key. And this is display and everything. Even though these aren't here, these are called keys. All these are keys, and all this is keys. And we're back to IF band. So that's all for the settings menu. Now we're going to, let's see. Actually, I think that's all. Oh, that's all the settings. Okay. Like I said, this radio. You know, if you have Pandora on your iPhone, you can control all your Pandora songs. If you have an Android, the only way to get your Pandora to play through the radio is through the Bluetooth only. If you plug Android into here, it will charge it up, and you can play your normal stored songs on your phone through the USB using the Kenwood control application. that you get from the Play Store. But if you want to play Pandora songs, you have to switch over to Bluetooth, and it will play it that way. Also, if you have iHeartRadio and iHeartRadio, these are, I believe, free apps. I know iHeart is. I haven't tried iHeartRadio, and it's like radio stations are all over the place that broadcast on the internet. With these, under this description, it's playing their radio stations on the internet, and you can log into them and listen to. Let's say if you're in Los Angeles and you want to dial into Lafayette, Louisiana, you can go to iHeartRadio and look up Louisiana and Lafayette and find a station and listen to those radio stations in Los Angeles or wherever, but only if they're playing on iHeart or iHeartRadio. On Pandora, back to Pandora, you got your thumbs up, thumbs down, fast forward feature, tagging on the radio. The radio is also Sirius XM ready, and it's got Bluetooth, plays WMAs and MP3s as well as regular CDs, and has built-in HD radio. And it's got a little dust door for the USB and aux input, and that's all the features I can find readily that I know of on this radio. Alright, got the radio. It's a really nice radio. I like it. It has all your features, and it's really easy to use. 2-year warranty, high volt pre-outs, and a price tag around $200 to $210. You really can't beat this. It's got Android controls, iPhone controls, iHeart, Pandora, Bluetooth, CD player, remote. If you're looking for a radio that you can really do a lot with, even with Sirius XM satellite radio functions, all kinds of stuff. I recommend this radio. Like I said, it's real easy to use. Once the radio's set, you can just use the remote and go from there, and then never have to worry about actually touching the radio ever again. But if I had a little star system, I'd say 4 out of 5 stars for everything. Anyway, this is Paul with 12voltreview.com. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a great day, and please subscribe.